All right, South Florida, good morning. It is 10 a.m. We have the latest advisory. We brought it to you live right here on Local 10 News just about 2 minutes ago on Tropical Storm Nicole. The one thing we just noticed that updated, it is now a tropical identity storm. Why? Because the system is now getting its act together. It's strengthened. It's moving over the very warm waters, sea surface temperatures, I should say, of the Atlantic, and now has tropical storm characteristics. With that being said, winds are still at 50 miles per hour. It is moving to the west at 9 miles per hour and is expected to strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane as it is approaching the northern half of the Bahamas as we go into Wednesday and Wednesday night. The other thing I want you to focus on is, yes, the forecast projected path has lifted a bit more north of Broward County, but that does not matter. You see how large this system is? The impacts are going to be felt well displaced from the center. We are going to start to feel the impacts of tropical storm force wind gust as early as tomorrow. So again, this is the latest forecast path of this system, expected to make landfall somewhere north of Fort Pierce going into Wednesday night, very early Thursday morning. And again, we may be displaced from that center, but we are going to be feeling those tropical storm force wind gusts as well as the downpours. We're also dealing with higher than normal tide due to king tide. So our coastal erosion is occurring as we speak. We're seeing it from our tower cams, just how rough the surf is. On top of all of these elements, we also are going to have to deal with beach erosion and potential storm surge. That's going to be an issue. So there's a lot of elements in the atmosphere with this type of a system coming on shore. Even though, again, the center of the system will be north of us, we are going to feel the impacts. Look, we've got 47% chance of tropical storm force wind gust in Fort Lauderdale, 29% chance in Miami, 7% chance in Key West. So why are we thinking this? Because look how large the wind field is with this system. It takes up basically all of the western half of the Atlantic, and already much of northern Florida, central Florida, and right here on the east coast of West Palm Beach and northern Broward County start to feel the effects of tropical storm force winds going into tomorrow morning. Then it progressively gets worse the closer the system gets to our coastline just north of Fort Pierce. So again, the timing starting tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, tropical storm force wind gusts are expected, especially as we watch the system make its way across the central half of the state. All right, new watches and warnings are in. We do have a hurricane warning in effect for the coastal areas and north of West Palm Beach, north of Boca Raton. Tropical storm conditions are expected in this area as early as tomorrow. I just showed it to you. So we are also under a tropical storm warning as well as that hurricane watch for Broward County. But again, just north of that, we have the hurricane warning in effect. South of that, we're also dealing with tropical storm force winds expected to gust even as far south as Miami-Dade. So we're under a tropical storm watch. I know there's lots for you guys to understand. The one take-home message I want to remind you of: we are no strangers to this type of a system, but we have to be prepared for it. Our coastline is getting battered right now with winds anywhere between 10 to 20 miles per hour. Our king tides are occurring. Coastal flooding is going to be a huge concern, as well as storm surge. As you can see, the coastal flooding, high tide will happen later this afternoon. Storm surge expected north of Miami-Dade up to Boca, about 2 to 4 feet. And then north of that, storm surge 3 to 5 feet. All right, take home message. Today into Friday, the worst of the weather really starts tonight. Coastal flooding, high surf, beach erosion, heavy rain, strong wind gusts, water spouts, and tornadoes are possible along those outer feeder bands of what is now breaking news as of 10 a.m. Tropical Storm Nicole. We'll keep you posted on all the updates and the details all day long right here on Local 10 News.